everyone. It's a beautiful day once again, and I'm super excited to bring to you the Naked and Not Ashamed show. We are bringing very hot topics, and if you've never subscribed to our channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. You know, if you subscribe, you are supporting also other families. You are supporting a ministry. So keep supporting, and those who have subscribed, we really, really appreciate. I'm bringing to you on board hot people, energetic, full of ideas. I hope you'll be blessed after the show.
Thank you so much. Again, yes. This is another Tuesday of questions and answers. I know you've been blessed by the last 2 episodes on questions and answers, and we'll be coming here every Tuesday to help you answer those questions you've been asking in your marriage. So today, again, we are here. Remember, this show is about bringing hope in marriages, bringing back life, restoration, and harmony. So welcome again to this show, Naked and Not Ashamed. So before we go to our question, let me welcome our great people here.
Yeah.
The Chwatwa couple.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Welcome.
Asante, thank you so much.
Yes.
The Salanos, we love you, and we are happy being here again today.
Oh, yes.
On this show, questions and answers, ready to answer those things that many people are asking outside there.
Yes.
And we'll be dealing with everything. So feel very free to send us your question on parenting, on family, on sex, doesn't matter. Just send them in. We'll be answering those questions as time will allow us, and that will be good. And we are ready for the show today.
Wow.
Yes.
And then someone was saying that this show is a sex show. No, we're talking about finances, about family, children, so many topics. So we'll be able to learn a lot of things.
Anything that affects family.
Yeah.
Here's
So
the
today, the first question that we're going to talk about is mostly about parenting.
Yes.
And someone is saying that, hi guys, my name is so I have been married for this number of years.
Sure.
I have 3 children who are below 10 years old. One is 8, 6, and 4. And I have not introduced sex education to them. At what point should I introduce sex education to my children? Or because I'm afraid the world may end up teaching them? So I think this is a question that it's in many parents' minds.
Yes.
We don't know when to do it. And the more we delay, the more the world introduces in a wrong way. So maybe you can help us. How do we do that?
Yeah.
All right. I think let me begin by saying that most of the time as parents, we are setting rules and regulations of what should be done and what should not be done.
Yes.
But you find even after setting those rules, we still go wrong. So what is the problem? And this is the problem. I'm thinking, instead of setting so many rules, why can't you empower your children?
Oh, yes.
Why can't you, educate them? And I believe this program here today is here to empower our parents, our listeners, so that they can be able to empower their children.
Yeah.
But you find that most of the parents today, they raise up their children through do this, don't do that. But you never told me, why should I not do that? You know? And so I think we should begin by, first of all, telling them what is expected of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is the right thing to do?
Maybe just before mom comes in.
Yes.
I think most parents who are young parents, like us and many others, we lack information. There is a lot of information that is needed in homes and families.
Yes.
A parent is at a situation whereby there is a movie, there is a space where it is very uncomfortable and looks awkward. You find like you're watching a movie. It could be just a family movie. And then there is that part of kissing, the uncomfortable part.
Yeah.
Then you're like, go, and then you
Leta kikombe huko wewe.
Yeah.
Kimbia, leta diaper.
Yes.
So that has been what we do.
Yes.
We are victims of that.
Okay.
Ati mbona mnapenda kukaa kwa screen time over, screen time over, but
Kumbe sio screen time.
we don't know just how to approach the issue. Yeah.
And you see, it's true what you are saying. Most of the parents today, do they know the information that they need to pass to their children about sex, and about so many other things? Seems like we are ignorant of so many things as parents. And just because you are ignorant, it does not mean that you are safe. It does not mean that the enemy is not there to mess up with children and all that. You know, they say, just because you are ignorant of a certain law, if you are caught, you will pay for it. Hata ukisema ati mimi sikuwa ninajua ni sawa, hauko unajua, but you pay the fine because you broke the law.
So it's not defense.
It's not defense. Exactly. So just because one is not aware or they are ignorant, does not mean that things are not happening. And so I think as parents, we must go for the right education. Sure. We must go for the right information. And I think that's what we are talking about.
So I think before mom comes in, I want us to focus on two things here. What Pastor Manene has said. One is at what age?
Yes.
Two is what information are we giving them? Because most of us, the way Pastor Manene said earlier on, is that we tell them what not to do. Usiache mtu ashike nono yako. Usiache mtu acheze na dudu yako. Mbona? Hauambii mbona? We give them what should not be done, but don't tell them why, reasons behind it. So we never explain. So we always just throw these topics in a scattered way. Like as we tell them that ati hiyo kissing mnaona kwa screen ya watu wakubwa. Mbona si ya watoto?
Ngoje mpaka siku ya harusi.
Mbona si ya watoto? Wanashangaa. Okay, ni watu mbona sisi tusikiss? We don't tell them so because even it's like we fear our children. Tutawaambia hivyo na kumbe tunawaharibu. Yeah, so mom, now which information are we giving them? Utakuja mbele wewe don't have sex because you will die. You will get HIV. Mmesikia? Then you go home konenda today after sex education as a parent I've played my role. What are we actually telling our children?
Wonderful. I think that's a very good question and I'm so happy with the topic of today because the challenge has been of what has been in the past, the tradition, the culture, the belief system that has been there. That people have believed that sex, talking about sex is a taboo, it is ugly, it is dirty, it should never be spoken in public,
bad manners.
It is bad manners, you name it, especially this part of Africa. When you talk about sex, you look like you are naughty, you look like you are introducing, you are carnal, you are not spiritual. But it is important for us to understand that God speaks about sex openly in His Word, and so we should not allow the traditions and the cultures of men to rule and control us, because at the end of the day you will find yourself deviating from the truth and not doing what you're supposed to do as a parent. I want to say there is very scanty information about that, and so there is no script about how do you open up sexual education to your children. But there is the particular age that you're supposed to do, because we said we are going to learn about something about the five stages of children development. And I can mention some. One is the oral stage. The oral stage, it's where the child gets a pleasure from the mouth. In that stage, it begins from 1 day to 1 month and a half. In this stage, the child gets everything to the mouth. That's when they are breastfeeding. Most of the times, anything they get, even if it's a pen, they want to take it to the mouth. Anything, akipata simu anaipeleka kwa mouth, because the most sensitive and erogenous place or zone is the mouth. So the lips.
From 1 day old to 1.5 years.
Yes. Okay. We call it the oral, the mouth stage, the oral stage or the mouth stage. Then we have the second stage, which is from 1.5 years to around 3 years. That's what we call now the anal stage. With the anal stage talks about the time when we are teaching our children how to potty. Going to the toilet, you urinate, using their potty, all that is about toileting. And it is believed at that stage by Sigmund Freud, actually is a theory by Sigmund Freud. He says that at that stage, when a child is being introduced potty, if they have a very strict mother or a guardian or a caregiver who is very strict in the sense that they are told to poo-poo at a particular place, and if they do that, they are punished. That retaining the urine, retaining the poop, gives them a characteristics later in life. You find these are the children who are very stingy. Because they were taught how to hold. You find they are very self-centered. You find them, they have something we call it's about me, myself, and me, myself, and I. Yeah, so it's everything rotating around them. You find they are not very social because they were taught to retain, to hold. Whereas any child who was brought up by a guardian or a house girl or a mother who didn't care where the son or the daughter will poop, where they will urinate, whether they do it on the table room, whether they do it in the kitchen, you find that child grows knowing life is free. You get that, eh? Those are the children you find they are very disorganized.
Okay.
Watoto unakuta kila kitu, everything is everywhere. Because they were taught during that poop, it's what teaches you how to retain and how to be free or to release. So you find these are the people later on who are serious, spenders with money. They do impulse buying, but this happened when they were 1 year and a half to 3 years. That's the stage that you had no control over yourself. So the upbringing of your son and your daughter and the guardian who actually took care of them matters a lot. And that's something that we need to understand. And so this is a stage that is very, very, very crucial. So you need to have someone who is not very freestyle and who is also not very tough. We need a balance. Then there is this stage which is very key. It is from 3 years to around 4 years. 3 years to 5 years. We call it the phallic stage. In this stage, in this stage, Sigmund Freud argues that this is when a child, a baby boy, is attracted to the vagina of the mother. Yes.
3 to 5.
Yeah, they get attracted to the vagina of the mother, what he doesn't have now, and the daughters are attracted to the penis of the dad. The girls. You get that. Eh? So you find that when you are standing, you find your son wants to peep.
3 years.
And because mothers don't know, you think your child is you. Really beat this child.
So do you beat or you leave?
No. You just control him. You should not beat, you should not harass him. It's part of the development. And so it is believed that if the baby boy is admiring the vagina of the mother and sees that the mother, they are very close to the father, he fears that if the father knows he's admiring the vagina of his wife, he might castrate him. Now that happens in the mind of a child. So he respects. He admires, but he also fears you. So it's like he's there in between, assessing when can you move away so that I can go and that's why you find most of the sons, they misbehave to their mothers when their fathers are not there. They have tantrums, they become uncontrollable. And the mothers wonder, when dad was here, you are not misbehaving. Nitakustaki kwa baba yako. Because now the mother is feeling, I have beaten this child, I have tried to punish them, and they seem not to be. It's because of that stage. He has a very strong attraction to the mother. And then the girl wants to play with the dad. Na sana sana anataka kurukia hapa karibu na where the penis is. Now anataka kukaa,
Like nowadays, on TikTok, you find daddies and their daughters. The daughters just jump on their tummies.
On their tummies, near the penis. Because he's nearing there. Anataka kusikia, is there something here? You get that. And the fathers don't understand. And that's where now you find fathers bonding. That's where you find the fathers are so bonded. They have a very strong bonding with their daughters. And that's why now the bonding of a mother and a son happens at the phallic stage.
It's so true.
Yes.
Because there is an artist in Kenya and I really respect him. That guy is inspiring other men by just taking care of the daughter. He had to resign his job. For 1 year.
To resign his job for 1 year.
1 year. So he was being asked, you are not acting anymore. And he was saying, I want to eat with my daughter. I want to watch my daughter wake up. I want to bathe with her. I want to be with my daughter. I was like, wow. It's just the other day they were launching, was it another show? And this is so inspirational. So when dads take time to bond with their daughters, actually they can become very good instrumental girls. To their development.
Yeah, and they also boost their self-esteem.
Wow.
The men boost the self-esteem of their daughters. Women or girls who grew up without a father figure, we struggle with that self-esteem because we were not affirmed, we were not appreciated, we weren't given attention. We weren't given affection. The 4 A's: affirmation, attention, affection, appreciation. They are very important, both to the baby girl and both to the baby boy. And that must be done also by the mother. The mother must appreciate the son, do all that, and vice versa. So in this stage, that's where they are also sensitive about that they have a vagina, and they notice also they are very concerned. You even find your daughter and your son touching their private part. So that's where you begin now. Sex education
At phallic
stage.
All right.
Between 3 years
And
to 4
5,
years,
yeah.
going to 5. You're supposed
5
to start
years.
at that stage.
Wow.
And most of the parents, because they don't understand, it bothers the mothers and the fathers, and they keep asking, is it that my daughter is watching funny things with the house girl? You even become suspicious with the house girl because you are wondering, why is she so much, my son is still want to when you are dressing,
Or maybe
when you
playing
want to
with
dress,
other kids.
your son wants to come and see you naked, and vice versa. They want to see the father going to the bathroom, stays in a place to see whether he can be able to see the penis of the dad.
What I've been seeing most of the time,
Yes.
you find that small boys walk with their hands in their trouser.
Yes.
Akitembea mkono huko. Unamza sisi tulikuwa tunapiga unahesabu pesa ama unafanya nini? Toa mkono kwa suruali. So kumbe it is now at that point where now they have
They're
begun.
trying to
Yes.
discover they have some.
Yeah, that's the stage.
So what do we tell them?
You wow, that's very
And
important.
why this stage and not any other stage?
You begin
Yeah.
small because you see the mind of a child is like and what would I say, is like a virgin garden that has just been plowed. So whatever you plant is what is gonna grow. So what you do with your boy or your son, you tell them what makes you ask them what makes you know that you are a boy. That's the first question that you ask them. Unajuaje wewe ni kijana? Unajuaje wewe ni msichana? And you see them, they don't have a clue. They also don't have an idea.
Wow.
So now that's when you put them information. You tell them the day when you were born in the hospital or at home or wherever the child was born, what the doctor, what the nurse looked at was not your hands, was not your head, was not your ears, was not your stomach, was not your legs. You keep mentioning all the other parts because every other girl has those things. What the doctor did, they opened your legs. And so, wow, there's a penis. Don't call it susu, don't call it those things. Don't. Any word you use with a child and they don't hear it in the future, they will never trust you. So your teaching must be authentic, must be real, and must be based on the truth.
Wow.
So you tell them the reason why you are a boy is because you have a penis. And you write it down. Repeat again, penis, 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 P-E-N-I-S. You spell with them.
Yes.
And then for a girl, you tell her the reason why you are a girl is because you have a vagina. That's what gives you identity as a man or a woman. There's nothing else when you are a child that gives you identity than knowing that you are a boy and a girl. And you see, you are a boy just like daddy is also a boy.
A boy.
You see, now you're dating with a child with people that he knows. You are a girl just like mommy is a girl. I also have the same vagina that you have. Wow, mommy, I even knew. That's where to communicate. You begin with what gives them identity.
Before you continue, because like us we have twins, a boy and a girl.
Yes.
Do we put them together and teach them at the same point, or I take a girl and teach a kando and the boy kando?
Exactly. That's the right way. You're supposed to, if you're teaching a girl, you teach her alone, even if you have girls on all of them. Let's say, for example, I have 3 daughters or 4 daughters, or 4 sons or 3 sons. I'm supposed to teach every child individually because their understanding is so different. There are people who are fast. They are fast learners. Others are slow. Others they are afraid. So you are able to deal with a child. Unlike when one panics and the others think, "What is daddy telling our brother?" You make them think it's a bad thing. Like a parent who went and introduced sex in the presence of all the other children. One started crying. You see now, when the other one cried, the other started crying. And so from there, the father and the mother got that fear of talking about sex again. That's not the way to handle children. You're supposed to handle a child individually because they are not the same. They are from the same mother and father, but remember these children are quite different in personality, in even sometimes they may look at the same, but even their mindset is very different, their attitude is very different, comprehension is very different, articulation is very different. So you deal with one child at a time. And especially the firstborn is just like when it comes to sort of disciplining the children. Never discipline the firstborn in the presence of the lastborn. That is wrong.
Never.
The firstborn must be given his or her own dignity. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Yes. But you see, we have not been taught. Ili ukiwaacha na the other small one, they don't start ridicule. Hey, hata niliona vile ulikuwa unachapwa, vile ulikuwa unalia, vile tu tunalia. No. You must give the firstborn that respect. Yeah, the leadership, they must feel they are honored. Even when they have done a mistake, deal with them, the two of you. Don't deal with them with the others. Don't tell him, mbona ulifanya hivi unaonyesha hawa nini? So they'll keep on, they'll know anytime they mess, he's the one who is responsible. And that's a mistake that our parents did because they didn't have the information as Berry was saying. But now we are more informed.
Like me being a firstborn, I think I used to carry the burden of the whole,
you see now,
whole children, the whole
family.
Yeah, the whole family. Because mom would come, she was never mostly available. So she would be like, why is this one not working? And you are the firstborn here. So you get the strokes. Maybe it's
On their behalf.
yeah, maybe it's one of them who messed up. You are 7 of you, and tumefuatwa. So you can imagine.
I think what you are saying is true because when we tell him, the firstborn, that unafunza hao wengine nini, so they'll begin now taking all blame to the firstborn.
Thank you.
And today, and the other day I was asking my daughter, anytime we ask a question, he begins with the firstborn's name. I remember from today, never call that boy's name.
Even if it's
Because tunamwambia, mbona wewe make up at sin? Ariel ndiye aliniambia no. Anything, any error, she begins by saying Ariel.
Yeah.
Even he was not involved.
Yes.
But siendi aliache, nilimwambia si Ariel niambia always learn to take responsibility on your own.
Yes.
Because she keep on throwing blames. I think it's because us, we've always been telling him to behave well.
In
to
the
show
presence
them.
of the other.
That's very,
so he
that's
feels
very,
like he's the standard.
never empowered him enough.
Yeah, but then me when I'm killing them, ni hapo tu even the last one should niambia ndio ufanye nini wengine wajifunze. So I think nitawaambia wewe as firstborn to the bedroom upate
Thank
zako.
you. That's the way you are supposed to give him.
And I think it's easy now even to destroy the firstborn, thinking that you are doing the right thing, but in the real sense, you are destroying this son or this daughter.
In fact, by tearing their self-esteem, self-confidence.
Exactly.
And they feel daddy does not. And that's why most of the firstborns are always overtaken by the secondborns and thirdborns. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they have a very low self-esteem. Unaona shikanishi. Unaona huyu firstborn is not strong like the others. Because you kept on rebuking him.
Traumas.
Yes.
So much emotional
Yeah, a lot of emotional traumas.
And I think also parents also doing a lot of experiment with the firstborn.
Oh yes.
They don't have enough
knowledge,
training and knowledge. So you find that there's a lot of errors and a lot of mistakes they do with the firstborn.
With the firstborn.
Exactly.
Once that one of correcting the firstborn in the presence of the others is very wrong. And also question, even when something has gone wrong and he was there, give him his dignity. The others must be handled like small. This one, mpeleke nje. You better even take him outside and ask him what happened. Can you tell me? Then come and compare with what you have been, what the others will tell you. Then you are able to discover your son firstborn is lying. Then you don't rebuke him in the presence of the other. Take him out again. Tell him, why are you lying to me? Because what I've gotten from the other children is 1, 2, 3 things. Can you tell me the truth and I'm not going to punish you? So we must have all this knowledge. That is very important and paramount for us to raise up children who are confident and children who are able to give direction and even to the others, just because you also give them direction in their closets. So that's something that we need to do. So when it comes now to sex education, even the firstborn must be handled first. You can't begin to teach the lastborn before you have taught the firstborn and the secondborn.
Exactly.
Because now you will wonder and they will wonder, why did you begin with the lastborn? Is she because she or he because he's the favorite? So you also can put rivalry. Children rivalry among them because of how you do things. So it must begin with the firstborn. Take him out. So when you're taking them outside, you can even begin, you might not necessarily talk at them at home. Because when you're talking with them, the others will come and wonder, why is daddy and mommy talking to our firstborn? So they'll keep on interfering. And after that, he must tell them, ulikuwa unaambiwa nini? So sometimes you can just pick your firstborn, go outing with them. And children, you don't spend much. It's just chips, sausage, and a soda. And sit down and tell them, today we wanted to talk about things about men, things about a boy. And then now introduce sex to them. The way we have said, you start with their private parts and you ask them, why are they a boy? Why are you a girl? From there now you're able to pick up the conversation from there. Then now you have to teach them about the 7 private parts.